Emailing and texting in business has drastically changed and increased our ability to communicate, especially with our business partners and our customers. Today, we're going to talk about email and texting effectively in business. To ensure effective text messaging, messages should be brief, the exchange should be short, and text messaging should only be used when talking on the phone is not an option. You should also pay careful consideration to the person you are text messaging. For example, someone with technological advancement, you should be able to text message easily using common abbreviations. However, with someone who has less technological experience, you should spell out the words and avoid using abbreviations. Some tips for effective text messaging in business is: know your recipient. Who are you texting? When texting an associate, these messages can be less formal. However, when text messaging someone like your boss, it's advisable to be sure your text messages are more formal. Avoid misinterpretations. You can do this by using brief messages without symbols. Don't overuse or abuse text messaging. Only use text messaging when appropriate. And finally, never text and drive. Email has replaced most hard copy correspondence within the business world. Internal memos are now internal memo emails. Everything is electronic. Correspondence that goes out to customers and other stakeholders it also is electronic and mostly goes out by email. Like text messaging, in order for an email to be effective, it should be brief. Emails can be informal for personal use purposes, but when emailing in business, it should be more professional. The writer should pay attention to detail. The email reflects you and your organization. The tone should always be professional, and you should never email something you wouldn't want read in public or in front of your CEO. Salutations should always be respectful. External emails should always start out with "Dear Mr. X," "Dear Ms. X," while internal emails can be begun with "Hi Jane" or "Hi Larry." Your subject lines should be clear. They should be brief and specific to enable the recipient to understand the contents of the email. Your signature line should always close the email, and the signature should always be a block that contains your contact information. You should always avoid all abbreviations when sending out an email in business. You should always ensure that the format is correct. Use breaks between paragraphs, and emails should be kept to just 3 small paragraphs. Finally, read, revise, review. This includes rereading to check for spelling and grammar errors, and any other errors you may find that you can correct. Always do this before you send. Get it right the first time to ensure that you won't have to do any cleanup work, taking care of any miscommunications or any other issues generated by an email that has been sent out that is incorrect. Some email do's and don'ts. Always reply within 24 hours. Never reply with emotion or in anger. When you send out an email with a link, test the link first to ensure that it works. Always email ahead, especially when you're going to send large files. This will help to avoid email clogging of the recipient's mailbox or preventing your email from going into a spam folder. Always give feedback. If a response is not received within 24 hours by your your original email, email the person again or give them a call. Your original email may have been caught up in a spam filter. Some email don'ts. Use reply all sparingly. Only use if those in the initial email must be aware of your response. And always avoid shouty cap. Shouty caps is considered rude and often can be interpreted as shouting within an email. Because so much business communication is done electronically through text messaging and email, it is important to ensure that your electronic communication be concise, clear, respectful, and professional in order to put your best foot forward when communicating. Thank you.